Dixie here. Today I want to do an update on some gear I'm going to be testing and my future hiking plans. I'm currently sitting in the Lanshan 2 doing a rain test in my backyard since I wasn't able to get a rain test when I was out on the Benton Mackay with this tent. And if you haven't seen that video, I'll link to it in the video description. You should definitely check it out because I think it's probably my favorite video that I've ever posted on this channel. So far so good, but I'll let y'all know the final result once I do the full review on this tent, the Lanshan 2, and compare it to the Lanshan 2 Pro. I wanted to already have that video out to y'all, but this is the first chance I've gotten to do a rain test, and I'm getting ready to head out on my next trip. I'm heading out today for a trip in Michigan, which is one of the 2 states in the US that I haven't been to. The other is Alaska. I'm gonna be hiking the Pictured Rocks National Lakeshore, so I'm finally gonna get out for a section on the North Country Trail. And I've been trying to do this trip for a couple years now at least, but I'm really bad about planning into the future. I'm kind of a last minute trip taker, and this is one of those that you have to book your campsites, and for it to not be filled up, you pretty much have to book at least a month in advance. So this year I finally figured it out, got it booked, and from the pictures it looks like it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. I'll be testing out a new pack and tent on this trip. The pack is an Atom Pack, the Mo EP60. I've been hearing about Atom Packs for a while. Several of y'all have said, hey Dixie, you really need to check out these packs that are made in England. So I'm excited to finally get to do that. When I was ordering this pack, I liked that there were so many different customizable options. One being, of course, your personal torso length and what hip belt size you need. Some packs just come as a one size fits all with straps to adjust or a back panel to adjust, but this pack is actually made to your specifications. You can also choose different colors for the side panels, the middle panel here, the bungee cords, whether or not you would like pockets on the shoulder straps, which can be convenient for a cell phone or a water bottle, and whether you want a hydration port or not. I got a hydration port, so I would at least have the option in the future. I typically don't use those anymore, but for example on the Camino, I liked having my water bladder and the bite valve. It also has this nifty pocket on the bottom of the pack, and I've never had a pack with a pocket on the bottom, so I'm looking forward to giving that a spin. This pack is designed to withstand about a 22-pound base weight and all the way up to a 42-pound full-on load, including food and water. As I mentioned, Atom Packs are made in England, but if you go to their website, you can actually view it as a customer in the US so that you can see the units and pricing that you're used to. This pack weighs 33 ounces, and I paid $382 for the base pack itself. There was an extra $46 charge for the removable hip belt pockets. I guess they don't auto include those in case you want to save the weight of not having hip belt pockets if you prefer not to use them. But I'm definitely somebody that likes to stuff my hip belt pockets with easily accessible cameras, etc. And I also opted in for a $4 pack liner since I was already ordering the pack, and their liners I assume are made to fit their packs well. I went with it. When I got it in, I did notice that it's a little more thin or flimsy, but also probably more lightweight than the Gossamer Gear pack liners. In the future, I'll just order the pack liners that I have been from Gossamer Gear, but I at least wanted to try this one out. So the total price I paid for this pack, the hip belt pockets, and the pack liner was $432. Taking a look at their website today, it looks like the base pack as it comes is about $13 cheaper for $369. Not a huge difference, but something I did notice. So it's certainly not a budget-friendly pack, but I'm hoping that it's the most comfortable pack I've ever used to carry the typically higher-ish loads that I do with all of my camera equipment. Basically, I'm hoping it's going to be worth the price and that it'll be my new favorite pack. I also just got in today the Zpacks DupleXL. My duplex is spent. It has lived a long life and gone many miles, but I needed to replace it anyway, so I went with the DupleXL because it's supposed to give more usable length, so you've got more head space and or foot space in the tent. And although I'm only 5'8", Because it's a single wall tent, I do worry about my sleeping bag rubbing against the wall and collecting that condensation and then being damp and kind of melting. Since I'm using a synthetic quilt now, I don't worry about it as much, but still it makes sense if I'm able to ever get the allergy situation under control and I can go back to down, to know that this tent will hopefully do better. As far as other hikes go for this year, I've been eyeing a couple in Iceland. I've never been to Iceland, and the trails that I've been scoping out look absolutely incredible. I'm not 100% sure that that will happen this summer, but definitely in the future, if not this summer. I'm also considering, especially if the Iceland thing doesn't work out, maybe doing a trek in Idaho or Colorado, exploring around there a little bit more. And I've even considered doing the last stretch of the CDT that's in Glacier National Park up into Waterton Park in Canada, since with all the snow the year that I thru-hiked it, I had to do a detour to get to the Canadian border. It would just be nice to actually see that section of trail and not be stressed out about the snow. Basically, after I get done with this pictured rocks trip, I'm looking to get above the trees, if you will. Later in the fall, I will probably complete another section of the Eastern Continental Trail. I'm slowly piecing that all together. I've now got the Florida Trail and then the Pinhoti Trail all the way through Katahdin. So in the fall, I'd do the section from the northern terminus of the Florida Trail up to the southern terminus of the Pinhoti Trail, which a lot of that is road walking, if not all of it. I haven't looked at every detail of it. And then I'll be lacking two more sections, one from Key West up to the southern terminus of the Florida Trail. That I would like to do in the wintertime so it's not so scorching hot. And then that will leave me doing the piece that goes from Mount Katahdin north into Canada. It would be epic to be able to go southbound on that section and summit Mount Katahdin as my completion to the entire Eastern Continental Trail. But regardless of which way I go, that'll be the first time that I've been to Katahdin since summiting and finishing my thru-hike of the AT in 2015, so that would be really exciting. I still want to do the Arizona Trail. I would prefer to do it as a northbound hike, so I had considered doing it this fall, but I'll probably hold off till next year or till the future, because when I get to the Grand Canyon, I'd rather already be in thru-hiker shape. So if I'm going northbound, I'd be in a better situation. I'd have my trail legs so I could knock out the Grand Canyon in one day, because otherwise you've got to book way in advance and say when you'll be at what campsite at what night, and there's just no way for me to know that far in advance. A lot of y'all have been asking, Dixie, are you still planning to do the TA in New Zealand and it's open now? Yes, it's still on my radar, but with things being somewhat volatile still and the possibility being there that things could change overnight, I'm just kind of waiting a little while until things stabilize a little more. Well, now, of course, that I've gotten it set up, it only rained a little while and it seems like the sun might even be trying to come out. So it's raining on the inside because I'm sweating to death. But I will leave this tent out here. It's supposed to rain again later today. From what little bit it got, I don't see anything leaking. But again, I'll give you all that full update when I review this tent and compare it to the Lanshan 2 Pro. All right, y'all, well, those are my upcoming gear testing plans and potential hiking plans. If you've got questions about the Mo or the Zpacks DupleXL or anything else I've talked about in this video, feel free to leave those in the comments below. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and we will see y'all next time.